So my name is Shwetank Agarwal. I, along with Dr. Kanishta Agarwal, will be the MC today. And we warmly welcome all of you on behalf of Sister Hansa from the Sacramento Brahma Kumaris Center, who will be sharing a little bit with all of us at the end of the session. We are very fortunate to have all of you with us on this special series that we are doing every Tuesday evening for us in the West, and it will be Wednesday morning for those in India. The name of the series is um, Mastering Your Feelings and Emotions, something which we feel is the need of the hour. And for this, we have on 4 consecutive Tuesdays, we have 4 very special, very eminent speakers from India who will be sharing their wisdom, their insights with all of us. And I'm sure you are looking forward to today's session and the subsequent 3 sessions that are going to happen on the next 3 Tuesdays. So before we start, a little bit of logistics. As you saw probably on the screen that was displayed a little bit earlier, there was a name and a phone number, and that name and phone number will also be in the chat box. That person's name is Girish Karani, and the cell phone number is there. That is for any kind of connection issues that you may have, you can contact him directly. He is reachable by calling or by WhatsApp if you are in a different country. And so just so that this whole session remains smooth and there are no disturbances, all of you will be muted and you won't be able to unmute yourself. However, we would love to hear from you. Yeah, we would love to hear your comments and your questions, and we want to honor each one's questions, which we will do in this or in the subsequent sessions. So feel free to put in the chat box. And there will be somebody who will be constantly monitoring the chat box. That all of those, there's a big team who is taking care of all of this, and they will then relay the question to Dr. Kanishta Agarwal, who will then, as needed, will interrupt and ask the question right then, depending on how relevant that question is, but will also try to ask that question to our speaker that we have today at the end of the session. So it is going to be a great session, I know for sure. And yeah, I know it's going to be a little bit late for those in the West, especially on the East Coast. I sincerely request all of you to stay on till the end, because there is going to be a live guided meditation experience from a sister in India, whom we'll be introducing as well in a little bit. And then, of course, we will be listening for a few minutes from Sister Hansa. As I mentioned, she's the one who really organized this whole event. So I want to say that there could be some of you who may not know about the Brahma Kumaris, but in general, I guess all of you know. But for those who don't know, let me tell you that 20 years back, I myself didn't know anything about the Brahma Kumaris. But it's interesting that at that time I was in the medical school, and the end part of medical school during the internship, and the Brahma Kumaris had organized a very beautiful program at the medical school. I attended that. I don't remember too much of what was spoken, but whatever was spoken made sense, so quite a bit actually. And so I wanted to know more, and then they told me that there is going to be a meditation course that you can take, and it is going to be free. And that looked like a great deal, yeah, in medical school when you don't have much money. So anyways, I went there, and the rest is history in a way, because I learned so much over years. In fact, I realized that meditation originally the goal was to be able to get a good focus in studies and do well in exams and so on and so forth. However, that's a very small element of the whole thing. What meditation teaches, and this meditation that is taught by the Brahma Kumaris is called as Raj Yoga meditation, the most ancient form of meditation, but yet a very simple form. And by practicing it, I realized that I could transform myself, I could change myself. And by changing myself, which the motto of the Brahma Kumaris is that when you change yourself, you can change the world. It is very similar to what Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. But how do you make that change? How do you bring about a transformation in yourself? When you practice this Raj Yoga meditation, then you get connected to that innate goodness that lies within each one of us. And when you do that, when you realize that there is goodness within each one of us, yeah, then you see the other person in that light, in that sense. And then you begin to respect others, and then you create a beautiful environment around yourself, and then you help in transforming the world. So if you all want to learn about Raj Yoga meditation too, we will share more information at the end. Again, it is free across the world. We have Brahma Kumari centers in pretty much every country in the world, thousands and thousands of centers. And there will be a link. And if you look in the chat box now, you should see a link to a center locator. So you can find whatever center is closest to your home. But if you are having some difficulty, any difficulty whatsoever in finding that information, there will also be more information about Dr. Kanishta Agarwal, her phone number, her email address. Then you can contact her and she will guide you to connect to the nearby center. All right, having said that, now I guess it is time for me to introduce our special guest who has joined from India. His name is Dr. Swaminathan, E.V. Swaminathan, and I was looking up his bio, and he has quite a profile. An engineer by profession, and he went on to do a master in business administration, followed by a diploma in psychology, and then a PhD in emotional and quantum intelligence. That's quite a bit. Very interesting, very exciting, actually. Anyways, a teacher, a trainer, a consultant, a wellness expert, yeah, and he's been practicing the Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga form of meditation for the last 25 years. He has conducted several sessions in different countries across Asia, Africa, and Middle East. And he is fondly called as Brother Swami or Swami Bhai, yeah, and what a gentle brother, what an humble soul, and truly a brother for everyone. So we warmly welcome you, Brother Swami, Dr. Swaminathan. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess it looks like we have a lovely background behind you. I guess it looks like. Let
Okay.
me guess. Are you in Kerala with all those
Yes,
palm
yes,
trees?
yes,
Yeah,
yes. So, Om Shanti and good morning. Is my voice audible?
it's fantastically audible,
Okay.
very clear.
So, first of all, it's a great pleasure to meet all of you, my dear, wonderful, sweet friends from across the globe. Om Shanti, good morning, and good evening. First of all, I also welcome all of you, and it's a great honor for me to be in this such wonderful, sweet, divine family. I would love to appreciate and acknowledge the Brahma Kumaris Center there at the USA, and also Dr. Kanishta Agarwal
I think we have a little bit of connection issue. We have lost him, right?
Send him message.
Yeah, let's wait for a moment. I'm sure he should be able to connect in a moment. Yeah. So anyways, as you know, this topic of mastering our feelings and emotions, let me go into the history of how this topic came up. while we're waiting for Brother Swami
I'm
to.
back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
awesome. No, no, that's wonderful.
Sorry, sorry.
Welcome.
Uh, okay, we need to be grateful to science and technology for allowing us to meet each other. But at the same time, I'm sure, we need to have a little bit of patience if something goes here and there. So I'm sure none of us would really get angry with science. None of us would get angry with internet. But at the same time, appreciate that, yes, different parts of the world, we are able to meet each other. I'm sorry for this technical hitch up, and I'm sure we'll be able to appreciate it. So, brother, I was telling you that I am in the southern part of India. It's called as Kerala. Kerala is also called as God's own country. And Kerala is a very beautiful place with such a wonderful nature. I'm very close. Basically, it's a virtual background thanks to Zoom also. But basically, I'm in the similar kind of a place, surrounded by beautiful palm trees, coconut trees, wonderful nature. I've got a small river that is flowing just beside my home sweet home. And then at a distance, I have the same kind of an Arabian Sea that you're able to see at the background. So this virtual background gives me a very positive feeling of peace, love, tranquility, and stability. This is one set of feelings. But at the same time, we have in the north part of India, that's a place called Rishikesh. Now, Rishikesh is a place which is very famous for its spirituality, but many tourists, they come down to India all across the globe, and they come down to Kerala, where they're able to have this, a place in Kerala where, the river slowly touches the ocean, and this is called as backwaters. So people, they take the boat, and it's a houseboat with all facilities, and you spend maybe 1 week. I've seen some tourists from across the globe spending approximately 1 month, and it gives a very beautiful feeling. Now, the same tourists, they also go to this place which is called as Rishikesh in North India. Apart from its spiritual aura, they go for something which is called as an adventure sports, which is called as river rafting. Now, it's a kind of an adventure sports, where you're not able to gauge the current, and there is so much of, turmoil, and the waves are moving, but still they have to maintain that stability, and they enjoy this river rafting. In the present context, I think all of us are facing this emotion and feeling of something which is called as river rafting, where every second we are not very sure of what is going to happen at the next moment, right? There is so much of a dynamic situation. But what we need to appreciate is many people, they love this kind of an adventure, right? So my request to all of you is, whenever this lockdown is over, please do visit India, and you can experience these two kind of emotions. Okay, one is river rafting in Rishikesh, at the same time, okay, having a feeling of peace, love, and happiness in Kerala. Now, in the present context, outside environment is too dynamic and adventurous, but maybe, as you rightly was telling Dr. Shwetang Bhai, that meditation helps us to calm, to make us peaceful, so that we are able to take a better decisions. I'm sure all of you, my dear divine sweet friends, will join me for this particular session, and we'll keep on having a heart-to-heart conversation, discussing these different dimensions of managing the emotions, and so on and so forth. So once again, thank you for inviting me. And I also extend a very hearty welcome to all of you.
Thank you, Brother Swami. So for the few moments that we missed you, I was kind of going into the history of this mastering our feelings and emotions, a topic that we have. And the reason why Sister Hansa came up with this was because we are seeing that people, like you just mentioned, there are lots of different kinds of feelings and emotions, most of which are negative in today's world because of the current situation. And the question that comes in everybody's minds is there even a possibility of being able to manage our feelings and emotions, to be able to do anything meaningful with those, and then to actually reach a state where we can master these feelings and emotions? So what do you think, Dr. Swami? You have had quite a bit of experience in this field, and we would love to hear from you. I'm sure when you heard this topic, you got excited too, right? Yeah, so we would
Very
love to
true,
hear.
brother. It's such a wonderful topic, and it is very, very apt in the present context, you know. Now, the question that you have put up across is a very beautiful question, that is it possible for us to manage our emotions and feelings? To be very honest, for the first time, I got associated with the Brahma Kumaris 25 years before. And I had completed my university education in engineering, and I was into a job. But then at that particular time, I was, although I had a job, I had a decent amount of salary, I was enjoying the job also, but there was some kind of a vacuum within me, as if I was searching for that inner peace and tranquility. For small things, I was getting irritated, I was getting agitated, I was getting angry. All the things were all okay, normal. There was nothing difficult situation for me. But there was a kind of a little bit of vacuum. It was at that time I got in touch with the Brahma Kumaris there in Bombay, wherein I realized that yes, we can do a training at the mental and emotional level. See, all of us are in some sort of a management, right? Maybe, doctor, you are taking care of your patients, you are into hospital administration and management, all of us. So basically, in a university education system, whether we are doing engineering or MBA, what we learn is how do we manage men, material, money, machinery, and methodology. That is what has been taught to us. Therefore, when we go to the industry, when we go for at the workplace, we are able to manage all those things because we have been taught. That kind of an input is given to us. But we need to realize that all these 5M can only be managed when we're able to manage the 6th M, and that is the mind. But unfortunately, right from childhood till our graduation, post-graduation, we never have been told about this mind. So when I asked my students of engineering and MBA, what about the mind? And my students are so sweet. One of them got up and said, sir, it's out of syllabus, sir. Mind, we doesn't know anything. So certainly, as we are able to manage all other resources, the greatest resource is the mind. So when we understand this knowledge and slowly about what exactly is the mind, slowly we'll be able to learn the technique of managing our mind, our emotions, our feelings. It's very much possible. So I would love to give a very good breaking news to all of you, my dear sweet friends who have joined today. Yes, we can learn how to manage our emotions and feelings. It requires a little bit of knowledge, an understanding, realization, and slowly practicing it. And you yourself will be the greatest, a kind of an evidence of proof. Yes, in the same situation, now I feel that I am able to manage myself, manage my emotions and feelings, right? So we can certainly manage, Dr. Shwetang.
So do you think we can also then learn how to manage other people's emotions? Because sometimes people say that on one hand, we have our own emotions that we can't handle. And on the top of those, we have other people's emotions that cause turmoil in our emotional environment, if you will.
Yes.
So is there a possibility that we can change or help others with
Yes.
their emotions once we master our emotions?
Yes. So the first step is very clear. We are able to manage our emotions and feelings, a little bit of practice. Now, your second question was very, very interesting. That is it possible for us to manage other emotions and feelings? See, to be very honest, the answer is, I'll give you an answer, but we really get affected by others' emotions and feelings. So let's use this word affected. So we get, if somebody says nice to me, I'm okay. But if somebody gets angry with me, I also get agitated. So before we answer this question, whether we are able to master or manage others' emotions, we need to acknowledge that we are affected by others' emotions. So the second step is we need to neutralize those effects. That is very, very important. That if somebody says anything to me, can I still be in a stable situation? That is what we have to do first. So that itself will help them to soothe themselves, right? But I would love to give a very important input to everybody of you. It's a very wonderful slogan in English, which has always motivated me, which has always inspired me. And I quote that beautiful saying which says, I have no control of what happens with me, but I can take absolute control of what happens within me. I would repeat once again. I have no control of what happens with me, but I have got absolute control of what happens within me. So I have no control of how other person is going to react. I have no control. But I can see to it that I am, instead of reaction, can I be in a response situation? I don't react, but I manage my own emotions and feelings, appreciate, acknowledge that the other person may be going through some turmoil, may not be necessarily angry with me, but there is some other set of emotions that is disturbing the other person. And that is how we develop empathy. So that is the second step. And the third step is, after some time, yes, then we come down to your question, brother, that after some time we can give these positive vibrations, our positive energy flow to the other person, and we should experiment this. We should explore this, we should experiment this, and I'm sure all of us would be able to experience it. Can I say that today I'll be very, very peaceful, loveful, happy, send those positive vibrations of peace, love, and happiness to my family members, to my office colleagues, and let us see, are they remaining peaceful or happy? And to be very honest, in this 25 years journey of meditation, brother, I've been able to experience it. Whenever I go to a meeting to my boss and I get the message that boss is in a very, agitated situation because something wrong went here and there, when I was working in the industry. And that was my initial part of journey of this meditation. So before I go to that cabin, I used to sit and I used to think that I'm very peaceful, I'm very loveful. And I used to give a lot of positive vibrations to my managing director, to my boss. He's also a good person. Maybe he's disturbed with all what is happening. Maybe people are not working efficiently. Maybe the results are not as per his expectations, and therefore he's getting agitated. Maybe his health is not okay. Maybe his family members, there could be some problem. Maybe there's a financial distress. So seeing all these conditions, I gave very positive thoughts. And to my utter surprise, when I enter the cabin, I found many people in a very agitated mood. But the moment I started speaking, to my very utter surprise, I realized that people were peaceful. And the managing director, with lots of peace, sit, Swami, sit. We have got a very important problem to discuss. And it came as a very pleasant surprise. And I realized that, yes, it's working. It's really working. So there is zero costing here, always positive effect. So I request all my friends to start exploring this. But before that, I need to be peaceful. I need to be loveful. And that starts spreading vibrations without getting affected. And then I'm sure we'll be able to manage to some extent other people's emotions and feelings also. But let's not get affected by them.
Thank you, Brother Swami. That was wonderful. Yeah, seeing your journey, but I feel it was your sweet voice and your kindness on your face that also made a lot of difference. I feel you don't even have to do too much of homework. You have such a kind face that I'm sure it mesmerizes everyone around you. Don't you think that's the answer?
That's so much of your positive energy within yourself, doctor. You have got such, you have got so much of divinity in yourself. And when you have the divinity, automatically you start appreciating and acknowledging the divinity in others. So I think the credit should go to you, my dear sweet brother.
Thank you, Brother Swami. All right. So now I guess since we are going to talk about gratitude today, yeah, I think while I was going to talk about the history of this topic, I was also going to say that we are planning to explore one positive quality on each of these consecutive Tuesdays. And the quality or the positive virtue, positive emotion that we're going to explore today is gratitude, right? And we called it gratitude as the grand attitude, or in other words, cultivating an attitude of gratitude. So gratitude is a powerful word in itself. And if that is okay with you, Dr. Swami, we go into exploring.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure,
wonderful.
sure.
All right.
In fact, please speak, please.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you say.
So in fact, the moment you gave me this topic was so interesting. So I tried to find out from the Google search engine, what does this, we know what is gratitude, but I was trying to find out the word meaning. and I was very happy. I would love to share with all of you. Gratitude has come from the Latin word gratia, which means, grace, graciousness, gratefulness, which we all know. I remember, brother, I was interacting last week with a group of children. There were 500 children from all across the globe. We had children from India, Nepal, we had from US, UK, Malaysia, Singapore, Bahrain, the Middle East countries, Germany, Vietnam. So we had children all together in one platform. So, and they were kids right from the 6th standard to the 8th and 9th standard, small kids, beautiful kids. So, and the topic was all about success mantra. So, and naturally all the children were very perturbed by this, whatever is happening, and particularly about coronavirus. So I asked them a very wonderful question. Okay, now this coronavirus, I gave them 4 questions. What exactly is this coronavirus, and which do you find is the most appropriate? So students told, okay, sir, give us the options. So I told, first, it's a very dangerous enemy. Number 2, it's a very, very beautiful messenger. Okay, and other options I gave. And all of the students at one go, they said, sir, to be very honest and positive, the corona has come to us to give us a very wonderful message. Third option I gave them, corona is an alien. And the 4th option I gave them, corona is the younger brother of Karina. So naturally, they had only 2 options. One is it's a very dangerous enemy, and number 2, it's a very wonderful messenger. And the kids were so intelligent. They said, sir, option number B is the correct answer. 2 is the correct answer. I said, yes. Now tell me, what is this corona giving us the message? Or what feelings do you get about something positive, goodness? So one of them told, sir, it has taught us personal hygiene and all about health. It has taught us about the inner immunity. I said, very good. Anything else which you would love to share and discuss? One of the students told, sir, to be very honest, we miss our school, we miss our teachers, we miss our friends, but no doubt it has given us a new system of online where all students are able to interact with all faculty members from across the globe. So see, that is how they're expressing themselves. And I was so happy. I said, okay, now can you think of anything else? So one of the students told, sir, in fact, this virus has come to our life because we human beings had become very, very egoistic. It has come to us to teach us how to be humble, to be polite. Now that is something so positive. And last but not the least, which I really felt very good, they said, can we express our gratitude for those people who are working for our own health? Doctors, nurses, paramedical staff, the police, the administration, the government. We are not moving out of the home. We are working at home. But can we imagine and can we feel the goodness that these people have? And the students told him, sir, for the first time, our respects and regards to all those people. They have been working from years. But for the first time, this feeling of gratitude is coming from the core of our heart. In India, we call them Corona warriors. So doctor, I really appreciate when I came to know that you also go to the hospital every day. Thank you very much. I think all of us in this sweet family who are joining right now should express our gratitude towards you for keeping us safe, for keeping us healthy. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Brother Swami. Yeah, it's my honor to serve. This is an opportunity to serve at the time when the world needs most.
Yes.
Yeah, but but one is this kind of service, but the other is the service that you are doing as well. You and other Brahma Kumaris teachers across the globe are doing, spreading your goodness, spreading your positive energy, which we would love to know more of, and the gratitude that you have practiced in your life, and how that has changed your life, and how that has made a difference in things around you. We would love to hear that as well. So as before we go on to that, I was thinking of why don't we, for our listeners, go a little bit into why do we even need to have gratitude? Why do we need to create gratitude within ourselves? Why is this energy even necessary?
Yes. Now that's very, very important. Brother, I would love to share that, when I see doctors like you, I feel very good. But nevertheless, I have been working with many doctors, and I'm a part of the, medical wing of the Brahma Kumaris Ishwari Vishwavidyalaya. And in the weeks to follow, you will see some very wonderful doctors like Dr. Girish Patel and Dr. Mohit who will be joining you. I have had a chance to work with them, and my PhD basically is on emotional intelligence, quantum intelligence, and spiritual intelligence, right? Therefore, this particular question which you have said is so beautiful, that, why we should develop this gratitude. And for all my friends, I would love to quote a very wonderful research that we at the medical wing of the Brahma Kumaris have done. And this research was done by late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, who was later on became the president of India. When he was with the DRDO, that's a Defense Research Development Organization, he started a particular project wherein he said, if you're able to have this feeling of goodness within ourselves, the divinity within ourselves, appreciate the divinity that we have. Okay, a technique of meditation. It's an ancient, spiritual technology of meditation, as you were mentioning about Raj Yoga. And when the first step of this gratitude is finding out, realizing, and acknowledging the divinity that I have within myself. And when you start experiencing that peace, love, and happiness within myself, then I start interacting with others. The best benefit that we can get is our own health. And at this particular context, the whole world is very concerned about health. And when we start having this feeling of gratitude, slowly our positive emotions, our happy hormones starts getting released. Okay, loveful hormones, endorphins, enkephalins, and thereby it starts building up our inner immunity system. So that is the first advantage that we get. Okay, I'll be very happy to share the website wherein you can find out the details. So it's a part of a very wonderful medical research. So I would request Dr. Kanishta Behan that please put down this website in the chat also, so that people can refer to it later on. It is www.3dhealthcare.org. 3 is numerical 3, D is dimensions, healthcare.org. You can find this reference there. So the first thing is it takes care of our health. The second benefit that we get is if we develop this attitude of gratitude, our interpersonal relationships becomes very beautiful. You don't get disturbed. You're able to appreciate others. Therefore, there is the second benefit we get is harmony in relationships. The second thing. Third thing, and the best thing which I found out is when our mind becomes very peaceful, calm, and stable, our sixth sense starts working. Our intuitive ability starts working. Our creativity starts working. And therefore, we are able to take a better decision. Our efficiency, our productivity automatically improves. And naturally, the last but not the least, a sense of well-being, a sense of wellness. And certainly, you can contribute. The whole world is right now with an energy flow of fear, stress, tension, anxiety. But we can become a very wonderful instrument of spreading these vibrations of peace, love, happiness, and spreading this positive energy. That is the greatest service that we can do to planet Earth. That is the greatest service that we can do to this 5 elements of nature. And naturally, what is very important is we have been seeing many people who are in distress. They go to the hospital and they have got financial stress. Our positive feelings, emotions will be able to empower them. Because at this present time, doctor, we feel that we want to do something. We want to help. But at the same time, the government says, no, you cannot go out because it's triple lockdown. So people want to help, but they sometimes feel helpless. What can I do for the ailing humanity when they're not allowing me to go outside? But this meditation helps you to understand this wisdom that you can spread this vibrations, peace, love, happiness to the entire globe, being safe at your own home, sweet home. So this is how we can do it. So there are various advantages, and many people who are listening to me, they might have already experienced it. Meditation will increase it in a large number also. Over to you, doctor.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, brother. So, when we talk about gratitude, it's almost like a spectrum. You can have on one end of the spectrum an extremely ungrateful person, or a person who would would have feelings of gratitude only when, say, the biggest or the biggest good thing, if you will come to them. And on the other hand, you could have a person who is naturally grateful and has gratitude in his heart for everything and everyone around him or her, where even in the face of adversity, yeah, then when say the person leaves his home and finds that his car has broken down and he has to go for an important meeting, or while he's going down the steps he misses a step, rolls down, breaks his hip, breaks his knee, breaks his leg or whatever, and still is able to experience feelings of gratitude. So when we look at this spectrum, we find people somewhere in the middle here, most of the people. But how do we take ourselves from the lowest levels to the highest level of gratitude? Where do you think is what, in other words, what is missing for those who are not able to take themselves there, which we need to help them add to their lives to take them there?
So sweet. I really appreciate this question, brother. And you were speaking about that bandwidth, this entire spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Now, why does it happen? See, if somebody has had a bad experience in his life, naturally he has hurt himself, or anything might have happened. Somebody might have ditched that particular person. Maybe there could be broken relationships. So naturally, that kind of feelings of remorse, guilt, insecurity is no doubt very natural and normal. See, we need to understand this is where the training is required. Okay. We need to understand what exactly is the mind. Once we understand the mind, then you will be able to appreciate this bandwidth and the spectrum about it. See, basically, mind is a team. TEAM. We all know what exactly is the team. Okay. We speak about team spirit. We speak about team building. But our internal team should be first synchronized. And when an internal team is synchronized, then we will be able to gel with others. Okay. So what exactly is team? That is our mind. So mind basically is a team. It is thoughts, it's emotions, T for thoughts, E for emotions, A for attitude, and M for memories. I repeat, thoughts, emotions, attitude, and the memories. Okay. So what happens? And it's a chain reaction. I create a thought, then slowly I have that feeling and emotion in me. Slowly that I develop that kind of an attitude. And depending upon that attitude, I do an action, and that action leads to my memory. And depending upon my memory, we can also speak memory as a habits, a behavior, our sanskar, our belief system, all can be clubbed into that memory. And depending upon that stored memories, I again create a thought. So it's a kind of a chain reaction. So people who are in the lowermost spectrum of gratefulness, okay, gratitude, we need to have empathy towards them. It's not that they're doing it out of their own choice. No, because their internal team has become like this. Right from childhood, they might be experiencing same kind of feelings, emotions that develop the attitude, and the same kind of memories have stored into them. So what is important is, if we have to break this chain and start moving ourselves to the higher spectrum of gratitude, we need to create a very conscious thought, because we have to break the chain somewhere. I do understand that I've got a lot of hurt feelings, somebody has did. All this is true. Good. It has happened in my life. That's been my experience. We acknowledge it. But having said all this, can I still create a good thought? So I was interacting with the students of Delhi and IIT Delhi. So I was asking them, can you, at this particular time, I do understand there is so many challenges, because you were supposed to take an admission in the university. That's not happening. Your campus placement, your exams. But still, can you think of, can you create a positive attitude? So they started thinking. So somebody said, okay, can we be grateful? I said, can we be grateful to nature? So somebody said, yes, we could be grateful to nature, but this cannot be universal. Some people might have experienced flood or famine or earthquake also. Good. So I said, anything else? Can you feel good about your family members? Yes, some, but there could be some people who might have seen divorced parents also. Yes. What can I create a thought which is very universal, having an attitude of gratitude? And I got very beautiful answers from these young boys and girls. One student told me, sir, every one of us can express gratitude that this moment, this time is available for me. Past, there could be different memories. Future, I'm not very sure. But sir, this moment I am alive. Can I celebrate this moment with happiness, joy? And that is the best thing, that this moment is important. Can I celebrate this moment? I do understand there's so many challenges, but can I appreciate this moment? So you are creating a thought. And therefore they say the two greatest teachers are life and time, right? They say life teaches us how to make the best use of time, and time, when time comes, teaches us the value of life. So today, at this moment, I am alive. Okay, can I appreciate it? Can I acknowledge it? Can I feel that? So this is the first step. You have to create that thought, number one. Number two is, okay, again, after some time, again, I'll start feeling the challenges, and again, the same kind of emotion remorse starts coming in. So the entire day, what we should do is we should keep on pumping ourselves with good, positive thoughts, and meditation helps you with that. And the third and the most important thing is be in the company of good, energetic people like you, Dr. Shwetang. Creating this particular divine family itself creates a very wonderful aura. So be in the company of good people. So that is how team, thoughts, emotions, attitudes, and memories. So we have got two definitions of team. If we fall ourselves in the positive bracket and we do all these three steps, so the full form of team is together everyone achieves more, right? And the negative definition of team is together everyone annoys me. So I feel everybody's annoying me. So it's my choice that which bracket should I fall. So initially, to change that, clutch, and to change that gear, it will take a little bit of effort. And once we take that effort, we'll start experiencing these positive feelings and emotions. And we start expressing this beautiful attitude of gratitude that I'm alive right now. So wonderful, so beautiful it is. Over to you, Dr. Shweta.
Yeah, I really like the way you said in this moment that we are alive. That itself is a very important thing to be grateful about. Because many times people do have this thought that, when things have happened in the past and we let go of the past, because as you mentioned, time is a great healer. And so we allow time to heal and we're able to package all of the past, and that's great. But sometimes when things are continuing to happen in a negative way in this moment as well, where to the extent that survival is challenged, yeah, um, where food is scarce, where there is no money in the bank or in the house, where things have gone to its extreme. In those situations, gratitude seems almost hypothetical for many people. Would you want to say something about that as well? That how can we kind of bring back the reality of adding gratitude even in such circumstances?
Correct. No, I do appreciate, I do acknowledge that at this present moment also, these thoughts of so much of challenges usually comes to me. I do agree with it. And naturally, I get disturbed also. Now, let me come back to my previous thing. See, the greatest factor is all about the time. This moment I'm alive. So, for example, I'll try to explain it very easily. Okay, because this is the set of emotions that I have been listening for the last 2 to 3 months when this lockdown started. And it's a fact. It's a reality also. So the best way of explaining this is, suppose you go and watch a movie. So the movie is a 3-hour movie. But out of the 3-hour movie, because there's a time factor, you watch only 5 minutes of a movie, of 5 minutes only. And if you are shown only 5 minutes of that movie and ask you to judge that movie and ask you to give a review of that movie, so within that 5 minutes, when you watch that movie, you will not understand anything. And you will actually be very confused. Hey, what is this happening? Somebody is happening, something is happening, and I'm not able to understand. So it's very difficult for us to judge that movie. So we say, let's watch this entire 3-hour movie, and then we'll be able to give you a review. So, okay. So after watching that 5 minutes movie, I have been shown that entire 3-hour movie. So as I keep on watching this movie, when I reach that 5-minute scene, I start smiling at myself. Oh my God, When I saw only that 5 minutes movie initially, I was totally disturbed. I was getting on the contrary agitated and angry. What is this people showing? Nothing. There is no head and tail about it. I'm not able to understand. But when you watch this entire movie, you will be able to appreciate that in that 5 movie clip, whatever was happening was absolutely correct and logical. It was absolutely logical. There's nothing wrong in it. So my dear sweet brother, when I am at this present consciousness, if I watch and if I am seeing that movie only of what is happening right now, the natural feeling will be disturbed. But what we need to understand is, we need to understand the entire circuit diagram of this time factor. And when I understand the entire movie, then I'll be able to appreciate that whatever is happening right now, it's perfect. Therefore, in India, there is a very wonderful ancient wisdom, which really helps us. And this has been taught to us right from the childhood. Right? I'll say in Hindi, then I'll repeat it in English. Brother, I may need your help if I don't do the right translation of English that way. So I may need your help, brother. First, I'll say in Hindi, which says, Jo hua, bahut acha hua. Whatever has happened in the past is good. The next thing is, Jo abhi ho raha hai, wo bahut acha ho raha hai. Whatever is happening right now is also good. And the third thing is, Jo aage hoga, wo bhi bahut acha hoga. So whatever is happening for the future is also good. So as I told you earlier, we have to create a thought right now, because now we are fighting with this present emotions and feelings. So when I start acknowledging, appreciating that this is as per the whole circuit of that movie, but something good is there. So for example, in India right now, we are at sunrise. It's a morning time, beautiful sunrise. I can see it from the window. But then you are experiencing the sunset or night. But be very sure, very soon the dawn is going to come. It's a reality. So whatever is happening right now, this will also pass away. Now we have got two choices. The first choice is, all this is happening, I keep on getting disturbed, getting agitated, getting irritated. This is first option. Second option is, having all these things, can I still train my mind to be peaceful, loveful, and stable? So if I do this, if I take up the second option, I was telling my university students of Delhi, what is going to happen, you know? You will be able to start working on the solution. Yes, I do agree there is no food. I do agree there is no business. My job is in doldrums. There's no money in the bank. It's true. But there should be some solution. What should I do? Can I earn something online? Can I develop my new skills? Can I work at home or anything? There should be some solution. For every lock, there is a key. That's a reality. But what is happening is, if you put the key inside the water and the water is in a disturbed situation, I will not be able to find out my own key. But if the water is stable, I'll be able to see the key that is there lying beneath. The same thing is with me. The water, I have given an analogy for a mind. So if I start training a mind to be peaceful, stable, and happy, slowly I may start developing that intuitive decision. Yes, this is what I can do. The door was there, but because of my disturbed mind, there was a fog in between, and I was not able to see the key. I was not able to see the door. And therefore, I appreciate that you have announced a course of meditation. So this meditation, slowly, it may not happen immediately. I do agree. But let's take up this particular choice and option of keeping my mind unstable. Slowly, I may get a solution. That's how it happens. For example, I was interacting with my PhD students. I asked them, what do you mean by research? So one student told, sir, research means to find out. In Hindi, we say dhundna. I said, no, search means to find. But what I'm asking you, you are all research students. So what do you mean by research? So my students are very, buddhishali, very intelligent. One student told, sir, fir se dhundna. Again start searching. So in this context, there is a solution. 100% there is a solution. And the solution is different for different people because your coordinates are different. So when our mind becomes stable, slowly my mind gets connected to the right solution. It is like Newton. Newton was working on a problem. He was working with planetary movements. And he was there in a garden enjoying the nature. Suddenly the apple falls down and he gets an eureka feeling. Wow, that's how he discovered the law of gravity. So this is a time for us to rediscover ourselves, which we never got the time before. So let's rediscover. Let's find out the divinity within ourselves. Let's find out the treasures that I have within myself. That's very, very important, brother. And this
Yeah,
is the best time
yeah,
for it.
yeah, I agree. Rediscover your true potential.
Yes, yes, yes.
Rediscover the infinite possibilities that lie in front of us every
True, very
moment,
true.
yeah, as
Yes.
we live our lives. Awesome. Let me go back to what you had earlier mentioned about this watching just this 5-minute clip versus watching the entire movie. In a way, it kind of gives me the understanding that we need to step back to be able to look at the bigger
Yes.
picture, if you will,
Yes.
or
Yes.
even the entire picture. Yeah,
Correct.
so help us understand, help all the people who are listening, watching, understand how do we step back? What does this really mean, stepping back? Is it a physical step back, or is it some sort of spiritual step back? Yeah, that we need to practice. If you could
Yes,
help
yes.
us understand that a little bit.
Huh. This is a very good question, brother. This is a time for us to introspect. As the children were telling, it has taught us to be humble. It has taught us to be polite. It has taught us to develop this beautiful, grand attitude of gratitude. We were running so fast. We had no time for anyone. On the contrary, we did not have time for ourselves. Now we have got the time. So stepping back is not at the physical level. Stepping back, we need to find out the scenes that has already gone by, right? And that is a realization. Okay, a realization that I was rude to someone, I got agitated with small things, I got angry, when in the previous situation I was fighting with small things. This is, my place, that is my place, this is my thing, this is my, we were fighting with small trivial things. But suddenly we are locked down in our home sweet home. The movement itself is blocked. Maybe nature is giving us a signal that take a pause, introspect. So when I look back, there have been many actions that Swaminathan has done, which I could have played my role better. I've hurt someone. I've used, a wrong words. I might have done an action which is not good to me also. So these are the things that I need to step back and see. So whatever is happening today, it's basically a law of physics, cause and effect. Okay. So let us all take the responsibility collectively. Let's not feel guilty about it, but let's be responsible that whatever is happening today, it's because of our actions that we have done in our past. So having done this realization, having understood that whatever has done in the past by us has been something wrong, now let's do something good. That's very, very important. See, because nature has also become very, very stable now. So one of the best possible, the children were telling me, sir, we have seen many videos across the globe where nature is very beautiful. The animals are very, very happy, and we could see so many scenes in the videos and WhatsApp, etc. So nature, there is two meaning. One nature is the external nature, and the second nature is my inner nature. So outside nature is a reflection of the nature within. So we were running so fast before the lockdown that we had absolutely no time of taking care of our own nature. That's in the past. Now nature has told us, now be in the home, take care of yourself, improve yourself, and then you step out. So now this is a time for us to meditate, take care of the inner nature. So if we take care of the inner nature right now, law of cause and effect, the next moment can be much better than what it is right now. So let's take responsibility and let's put it into an action plan. Yes.
That's wonderful, dear brother. So we're getting a little bit close to where we need to stop in a few minutes, but I was thinking that you had touched upon this earlier about gratitude towards the self versus gratitude towards others versus gratitude towards nature, gratitude towards time. Now, how do we figure this out? In a way, sometimes people have this confusion, which needs to happen first, what is the order, do we have to try to create gratitude for everything at the same time, and so on and so forth. So Would you like to throw some light on that as
Yes,
well?
brother. So the action plan could be very simple. The first step is, we have to count our blessings. Till now we have lived our life, maybe 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. We have lived our life. And to be very honest, we have lived a better life than many of the people across the globe may be facing. So first is count the blessings. That itself is a very good way of beginning, number one. Number two is, appreciate the treasures of peace, love, and happiness that is there within me. I am peaceful. I am loveful. I, the being, is very, very powerful and pure. So the treasures are there within me. And that is the first step of meditation. So appreciate and acknowledge the divinity that is there within me. Step number two. First is count the blessings. Second step is, recognizing and acknowledging the divinity within ourselves. Second step. Third step is put it into an action plan. Maybe, say thanks to someone. Maybe even if it is difficult to say thank you and acknowledging somebody, the best way, doctor, I feel is these days we are in a, we all put up a mask when we go outside. Maybe inside the house also sometimes you have to wear a mask. But the nature has still given us a chance to use our eyes. And through our eyes is the best window of expressing our feelings and emotions. Look at a small child's eyes. It is so divine. It is so spiritual. It's so pure because the child is living in this present consciousness. It's not worried about the, worried about the past or the future. This moment is alive, and that is reflected more from his face is through our eyes. Eyes is the best communicator. So, because these days we cannot even smile because the mask is there on our face. I've seen people from the West, whenever they go for a morning walk, they have such a benign smile, such a beautiful smile. But now this option is taken from us. The best thing is to communicate through our eyes. Eyes means a perspective. Look at anything. Here from the center of the forehead, the vibrations of peace, love should go. And through our eyes, we should have a very benign, a kind of a drishti, or we should have the spiritual gaze towards others, right? That itself is a beautiful thing. So this is a third action plan. Spread these vibrations of peace and love through eyes. So from today onwards, I would request all of you that whenever you are sitting all alone, you take up the mirror, and in the mirror, you start looking at your own eyes and just see at the center of the forehead, I am a very peaceful being. And then slowly let your eyes start radiating that peace, and that is the best way of doing it. Okay. If possible, write down a love letter to someone. It's also a beautiful thing. And last but not the least is start communicating with the Almighty God also, right? I would love to quote a very wonderful thing, and there was this wonderful gentleman whose name is Arthur Ashe. He was a Wimbledon champion. Okay, so after winning that Wimbledon champion, after some years, he got infected by a very deadly disease for which there was no cure. And the doctors told Arthur Ashe that you are going to die. So one of his fans, put down a letter to Arthur Ashe. And his question was, why did God select you for such a deadly fatal disease for which there is no cure? And Arthur Ashe sent a very beautiful reply. And this reply was so touching to me. I thought I'll share it with you because I've been sharing this for all my students. You know what did Arthur Ashe give that answer when his fan wrote? Why did God select you for such a deadly fatal disease? His answer was 50 million children start playing tennis. 50 million children start playing tennis. Out of the 50 million, 5 million children start learning to play tennis. Out of which 5 lakh learn professional tennis. Out of which 50,000 come to the circuit. Out of which 5,000 reach the Grand Slam. Out of which 50 reach the Wimbledon. Out of the 50, only 4 reach the semi-final. Out of the 4, only 2 can reach the final. Out of the 50 million children who started playing tennis once upon a time, only 1 gets a chance to hold that Wimbledon cup. And Arthur Ashe's beautiful conclusion was, it always rings in my ears, and automatically this attitude of gratitude starts reflecting through my feelings. When Arthur Ashe says, when I was holding the cup, I never asked God, why me? When I was holding the cup, I never asked God why me. Today in pain, I should not be asking God why me. Today in pain, I should not be asking God why me. So, my dear sweet brother, today, okay, I have got challenges, but still, there is so much of margin for us to thank ourselves, to thank nature, to thank my family members, and certainly to thank the Almighty God who has given us this beautiful life. We have got enough good reasons to develop this attitude of gratitude, because tomorrow things could go worse also. We do not know. So this today's is much better than tomorrow. So can I start developing this beautiful thought of thanking ourselves, thanking everybody, thanking the Almighty God also. That's how we need to do it. This
Yeah,
could be
thank you.
yes.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you very much. Yeah, looking at all of these as opportunities for our growth, even if it is really bad at this time, bad is only pretty much our perspective. And if we can change our perspective to it, we see the goodness in the bad, then we won't feel it as an adversity, a problem, but rather an opportunity. And when we say that tomorrow could be worse, actually tomorrow could bring many more new opportunities for us to learn and grow. Yeah, it's like at the gym, when you keep exercising using those weights, get stronger, and these opportunities will help us get much stronger in the coming future. So yeah, I agree with you that we need to be extremely grateful for everything. So thank you very much. And right now, since we are getting at that point when we should open for the questions that are coming in from the audience, the questions and comments. So now I'm going to hand this over to Dr. Kanishta. Dr. Kanishta, can you take over from here now?
Yes, it was so wonderful to hear, Brother
Thank you.
Swami Bhai. It was really very nice. And I am seeing here in the chat box a lot of words of appreciation for you. People are liking the way you use the
No,
analogy
that
of.
is putting, sister, that is, sorry to interrupt you, but that is putting into practice what we have heard right now. Appreciating. Although I may like it, I may not like it. I may agree with what Swami Bhai has told. I may not agree, but still feeling good. So I appreciate all of them who have written good words. You have already started practicing gratitude. Congratulations. Keep it up. And when you do this, you automatically start getting, blessings from everyone. Sorry, sister. Over to you.
Yeah, that's so right. And Lashonda, one of the participants, she has shared a beautiful quote from Alan Cohen. And this quote says, gratitude, like faith, is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it grows, and the more power you have to use it on your behalf. If you do not practice gratefulness, its benefaction will go unnoticed, and your capacity to draw on its gifts will be diminished. To be grateful is to find blessings in everything. This is
Very
the
true.
most this is the most powerful attitude to adopt, for there are blessings in everything.
So sweet. Very true. Very right. Very right. Good.
A
Thank you.
blessing
Thank
in
you.
disguise. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
any more
yeah,
questions, I guess?
there is one question that has come up here. Somebody is asking how to stop negative thoughts.
Mhm. See, that's a very good question, and I appreciate. And this question, I like it very much because you have actually started thinking about it. See, what happens is, first of all, is don't immediately stop it. First thing is, when you are sitting, okay, just keep on observing all the thoughts. And most important is, once you start observing it, and before you start observing, just give an input to yourself that my mind is a very good friend. Give a positive input to the mind also. Okay, after having given this input, when this thought starts coming, you keep on observing these thoughts. Don't try to fight with these thoughts. Don't try to immediately stop it, because the more you resist, the more it will persist. In meditation, this is something we do it. We keep on watching our thoughts, and after some time, start with lots of love, with lots of patience, start giving a direction to your thoughts. And after some time, you will feel, okay, that yes, you have been able to generate these good thoughts all by yourself. Okay. For example, I'll give you a very simple analogy. You have a glass of water, right? And you put 2 drops of ink onto it. So the color of the water will become blue. Okay. So now what happened is, it is something like this. Already the toxic thoughts is there in our mind. So that keeps on popping up into our window. It starts getting reflected in our face. It starts reflected in our eyes. It gets reflected in our body language. It gets reflected through our words and through actions. That's how it happens, because it's already stored there. Now, if I have to make that water crystal clear, what do? I keep on pouring fresh water, right? So keep on observing these thoughts. And as you observe the thoughts, give a slow, beautiful direction to it by creating a thought. So what is a thought you create? I, the being, is very peaceful. Now, this is not just a kind of a thought that you're generating for somewhere here. That is a reality, that I, the being, is actually very peaceful. I, the being, is very loveful. I, the being, is very, very pure. I, the being, is very powerful, and I'll be able to manage all these emotions. That's how you channelize and you give direction to your thought. You're not stopping it, but you're giving direction. After some time, again, the thought will come, because the water is blue in color. Slowly, you started pouring fresh water. Keep on doing it. And after, I'm giving a rough estimate, after 21 days of practice, every day, if you take even 10 minutes of meditation, after 21 days, you will see the water will keep on spilling outside, and then you will see the water becoming absolutely crystal clear. And slowly you'll start observing that, yes, my thoughts have become actually very good, very pure, very nice. I've got good feelings towards people of the entire world. I've got no problems with the coronavirus. I've got no problem with the country it originated. I have got good feelings towards everyone. That will start getting reflected, because your thoughts, you have increased the quantum of your thoughts. You have increased the quality of your thoughts. So that naturally it will start happening in your life. So just experiment it and explore it. And I'm sure you will have a good experience. That's what we have been doing it for the last so many years. So I can say with total conviction and confidence that it will work for you also. It may take time. For me, it took around maybe 1 year. For you, it could be 6 months, 3 months. But within 21 days, you will be able to see the difference. Okay. Over to you, sister.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. That was really wonderful. Similar question has come up here. Somebody is asking how to stop the past, as usually photos, they remind us of the past. So how to deal with that?
I do appreciate this particular question. And I think, the best way to, forget the past is the power of forgiveness. Power of forgiveness is very, very important. And the person who has asked this question, I really appreciate it and acknowledge this question. But for the time being, I would love to tell that, this topic of forgiveness is there as one part of a series. Because I've been working with emotional and spiritual intelligence. People carry so many past memories, and it comes in the form of images. So you have to replace that image. For example, I'll give you a very simple example right now, although this session is there in our series. For example, a thorn is stuck in a finger. If you have to remove the thorn, what you're going to do? You're going to use a needle, correct? You have to use a more powerful needle to take it. Similarly, something has happened in the past. I have stored it in my mind in the form of an image. There is an emotion also associated with it, XYZ emotion. Now, if I have to come out from it, I have to create a more powerful thought. Then only I'll be able to remove that image and I'll be able to forgive. So for that, as of now, what we have discussed today, I, the being, is very peaceful, loveful, pure, joyful, and good. And slowly you will start empowering yourself. And by the time we reach the session of forgiveness, I think many of you, my dear friends, will have the power to forgive. And how do you understand that the past has been erased? When you look at the image of that particular person or the event, you are a detached observer. Yes, it has happened, but it is not disturbing me now. That is a kind of a realization that comes. That's the first step. And the next step is, even if you see that person in front of you, you may not speak. You may not speak. There is again a breakdown communication. But then you will look at yourself and you will see, no, that intensity of emotions have come down. After some time, Okay. Again, you look at that person, maybe a small smile will start coming into your face. And the last step is when you go to the person and says, "Nah, I have very good wishes to you." If you're able to say that, means the past has been erased. It takes a little bit of patience. It takes a little bit of working onto yourself, your emotions. So I really appreciate Dr. Shwetang and Dr. Kanista for having designed this program so beautifully. Forgiveness is a session that is going to come up in this series. So that will really help all the participants to understand this and apply it also.
So, Dr. Kanishta, I think we are done with the questions, and we are right now at
Yeah.
the point that we should then move over to BK Kavita. But again, Brother Swami, this was an amazing experience to have you with us. Everybody is, have sharing their emoticons. Yeah, a wonderful brother and other very beautiful acknowledgements of your presence. So we can't thank you enough. We appreciate your presence with us. So shall we kind of
I'll
thank
take
him
1 minute
with
before we
one
proceed
wave?
from. 1 minute I'll take means I'm
Yeah.
just going to put up the take home and takeaway and the action plan. Okay. The action plan of gratitude is already told. What is the takeaway is this time is available with me. That is this moment. And number two is recognizing that I am a divine being. I am a peaceful being. Okay. This is a takeaway that yes, the treasures of peace, love, purity is there within me. This is a realization. What is the action plan? I request all of you, my dear friends, for the next 24 hours, increase your reaction time, particularly with your family members. So somebody says, how do we do that? Increase your reaction time and respond with peace, love, and happiness. So this is the action plan for today, for the next 24 hours, right? Don't react, but respond. And if possible, how do you do that? You need to acknowledge the goodness in the other person. So today, for your own family members, when you're looking at them, your eyes should reflect that peace, love, thank you. I know they are also in trouble with their own coordinates, own problems, right? But still, can I keep on giving those vibrations of peace, love, and happiness? I'm sorry to give you this homework because I'm a professor. I had been a professor in my profession. So until unless I don't give an homework now, I feel the lecture class is not completed. And I may not get sleep in today's night that the homework was left over. So it is work at home. I'm sure you will remember this homework and do it. Over to you, brother.
No, that was a lovely homework for all of us. Yeah, and
Thank you.
Yeah, and
continue.
thank you so much, brother, because there was one question related to response and
Yes,
reaction,
yes,
and you, by giving the
yes,
homework, you actually answered the question.
yes, yes. I could see
So
it in
that
the
was
chat.
wonderful.
So sweet.
Yeah, so now we have another special. So thank you so much. It was really wonderful conversation between two of you, and thank you, brother Swaminathan, for coming here and for sharing your words of wisdom. They were truly inspirational, and I'm sure everybody here really they have gotten a lot of benefit from this session. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Namaste.
much. So now we have another special guest with us. I'm going to invite her, but before that, I would like to introduce her to all of you. Another yogi from India. Her name is BK Kavita. She is a Raj Yoga meditation teacher. She is presently serving at the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center in Borivali, Mumbai, India. She is the project coordinator for the Brahma Kumaris Road Safety Initiative. And she has shared her spiritual insights in several countries, including Brazil, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Mauritius, and UAE. Her academic background was in interior designing, graphic designing, and digital multimedia. So today she will be talking a little bit about meditation, and also she will take us through a live meditation experience.
Thank you, sister.
Welcome. Welcome,
Thank
sister.
you.
Very warm welcome from all of us.
All of you, whichever part of the world you are joining this talk from. And it was lovely to listen to the talk as it progressed about how gratitude should be our natural state because we realize that peace, love, happiness is nothing but my original quality. This is the fundamental understanding of meditation, that I am not an angry person or an angry individual. I am not someone who is in pain. The original self, the original vibration of each and every one of us, and this is universal. It doesn't matter what language we speak, it doesn't matter which country or which nationality we do belong to, but the original secret is that each one of us has this vibration of peace, the vibration of love, the vibration of purity and power innermost to our being. Meditation, now people say, what's meditation? And we really want to experience meditation because we want peace. We really want to experience meditation or practice meditation because we want to feel relaxed. So meditation is nothing but it is the process where we translate our understanding into our experience. Right through this talk, we've been understanding about how we need to express our appreciation to people, how we need to understand that each one has their own contexts and then hence empathize with them. But where do I find the strength to do this? People can tell me what can be done, but or what should be done rather, but I need to practice what needs to be done. And so meditation is nothing but the process of harnessing our own inner powers, and yes, also connecting with the divine, the source of energy who will love us irrespective of what we are. We meet with people, we share the energy of love, respect, but it can get conditional. So if we are okay with people, people are okay with us. If we aren't, then it's maybe not the same response. But why connect with the divine? Because that energy will accept us as we are. And this acceptance, this love, this flow of peace which comes from the Supreme will then recharge my inner being so that I can experience the peace that I am. So with this understanding, let's move on to an experience of meditation. We will create thoughts which will help us feel grateful towards all that life has given us. And we will start with expressing gratitude to God, to the Almighty, to the Divine, the being who cares me, who takes a concern for me, and who spends his energy to make me powerful. So I request each one of you to free yourself from any kind of interruptions. For a few minutes, we could keep aside phones or put them on a silent mode. I could see some people taking notes, but for a few minutes, let's keep aside everything that we have and move on towards creating positive thoughts. Because as I create a thought in my mind, naturally a vibration is released out into the world. And it initially helps me because it helps my inner world. And the more powerful my positive thought becomes, it helps the world at large. So let's prepare ourselves in a relaxed, comfortable position, free from anything and everything we are holding on to for few minutes. I'll share some thoughts, and my request to each one of you is to recreate these thoughts in your mind once again and feel the vibration that is created as we create these thoughts in our mind. You could keep your eyes open and focused at one point, at one place. And if you are not comfortable doing this, then you are open to close your eyes for a few minutes as well. The Raj Yoga meditation we practice at the Brahma Kumaris is in fact an open-eyed meditation. So I recommend that eyes are open and just drop the eyelids at a comfortable location, not watching it, but just keeping the eyelids comfortable. But even so, if you're not comfortable, you're open to close your eyes as well. So let us relax. Let us observe what happens within me as I take a pause. A natural awareness emerges of the physical and of the spiritual. As I take a pause, I am aware of my breath, of my heart beating, pumping. And as I am further delving deep into this experience of silence, I am also naturally aware of every thought that I create. At this moment, I create a wishful thought of connecting with God, the Divine, my eternal parent, in appreciation of all that I have received from Him. Pure love, divine experiences, a gift of spiritual thoughts, and much more. A feeling of protection at every moment that I need it. And for all of this, I express sincere gratitude to God. As His eternal child, I also take on the responsibility of sharing His energy with my world. So I also express gratitude to my physical costume, the body. I appreciate my eyes as they bring color and life to my world. I appreciate my limbs, my hands, my legs, as they allow me to manifest thoughts into actions. I appreciate all the internal organ systems, because when they function properly, I can use the costume well. Let these thoughts flow through the center of my forehead to the entire body. Moving further, I express gratitude to all my relatives, friends, neighbors, people in my social circles for being who they are. I look at each one of them and appreciate the variety they bring into my experience. I admire the differences as they reveal different facets within myself and are a window to enable me to know myself better. In their own potential, they are doing their best and hence are worthy of appreciation. I allow my thoughts of love to reach each and every soul with whom I play a part and interact. Mother Nature gives me life. Mother Nature sustains me unconditionally. Light, breath, food, water, shelter, whatnot. Mother Nature has blessed me bountifully. I, the spiritual being, am indebted to the gifts from Mother Nature. And as an expression of my gratitude in this moment, I radiate my peace, my love, and my purity to entire 5 elements of nature. And finally, I express gratitude to my own mind for being my friend in these moments, for creating the positive thoughts that I wanted and I chose to create, for being my instrument, my faculty of expression, my good friend, my mind. I thank you for all your energy. You connect me to the world and keep me connected. With these thoughts, I have internalized gratitude and I choose to spend a few minutes like this every day, ideally as I begin my day. I begin my day with gratitude and let the energies of nature, of souls, of God work for the best in my life. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Oh, Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Kavita, for this wonderful experience that you gave us all. We truly appreciate it. We truly appreciate your presence among us as well. So as we are ending our session, I request all of you to stay back just for a couple of more minutes because we would like to listen to Sister Hansa, who's really, it was her idea to create this series. We would love to hear from you, Sister Hansa. And so you're unmuted and the spotlight is on you. Sister Hansa. just want to say Sister Hansa is the coordinator of the Brahma Kumaris Center in Sacramento, in California, and has been with the Brahma Kumaris meditation for many, many decades.
Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining. The last concluding comments I will have is that our life is designed and governed and rotated around our feelings and emotions. And we are in the history of humanity in such a time that our feelings and emotions are right now in a very sensitive place. 1 minute like this, 1 minute like that. Like so many people wanted to have work from the home, and because of COVID, they got chance to work from the home. And then after a week or two, they felt uncomfortable. So it takes time. And so we said that we have a power within us to master our feeling and emotions. Just we need little bit understanding, process, and little work on ourselves. Then feelings and emotions are so powerful to make our life physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually healthy, wealthy, and happy. So I'm sure we all will be practicing what is our eternal, beautiful self within us that Sister Kavita and Swaminathan Bhai share with us. So let's start practicing it. Like we start practicing wearing mask. I don't know 6 months back if somebody has to wear the mask, they will be comfortable or not. But now we said it's because government has legal order and it is safety. It is necessary. The same way, safety for my mind, my feelings, my emotions, my internal subtle system. So we'll start it today and experience our inner mask to our own self for total positivity. And somebody was asking, can we start positive thoughts or considering I'm a beautiful being with deep breathing? Yes, you can do that. And slowly, slowly, you can experience that how your physical body system, hormones, chemicals, brain nervous system. I'm sure so many people have experienced it, particularly in Western part of the world that we are celebrating Thanksgiving. And there are so much research that when you have a feeling of gratitude or attitude of gratitude, your Alzheimer never happens. Your physical heart system will be in a very strong place. And your whole body system will be very supportive. And it's a scientific research has happened on it. So I will invite you all to celebrate your own attitude of gratitude every day, just 7 times, 2 minutes. Create your own 7 times and 2 minutes you said, I'm very grateful for everything. And these 5 words, I am very grateful for everything. These 7 words you can do for 7 days, 7 times. And you see the magic of it. So human life is gifted by God, blessed by God with so many potentiality. But to just little bit channelize it. And we'll do this up to next week. And now I will allow our wonderful moderator to share with us about next Tuesday. And again, it was just a thought because I was keep listening so many times. People are how to become free from fear and anxiety and this and that. So I said, how about we can just go to the mastering our feelings? And this worked out. So thank you so much. Om Shanti. We'll see you again next Tuesday.
Yes, thank you very much, Sister Hansa.
Everybody can
We
wave
are
one hand. Those who are online, would you like to wave one hand to all our guest speakers and everybody? That's our expression of our gratitude. We can wave our hand, please. Very
Yes.
good, very good. Thank
But
you.
before
Thank
that,
you so
before you
much.
leave, one second. We have a few more announcements. Just wanted to let everyone know what Sister Hansa had asked us to share at the end. And of course, yes, thank you, Sister Hansa, again. So let me share the screen, which will give you more information of what lies next. So one, of course, as Sister Hansa was sharing, that we have another session with this time with Mr. E.V. Girish. He is also from Mumbai, also from India, and he will be talking about love, the elixir of life. So we look forward to that session next Tuesday evening for US, next Wednesday morning for India, 6:30 a.m. for Indians. Yeah, in India. And so here again, we have posted this information for all of you. If you would like to learn about meditation, how to do it, that 7-day course that I was talking about earlier, you can go to this website and you can, there is a center locator system in there and you can find out where the closest center is. Now you can take a picture of the slide if you want. So if you are not able to locate what is closest, you're not able to understand, then please contact Dr. Kanishta Agarwal. This is her phone number and her email address, and she will guide you in the best possible way. And there were several people who had asked how we can help all the great things that the Sacramento Brahma Kumaris Center is doing. And so these are the links, if you want to take a picture of these as well, that you can go online and help in all the wonderful things that they're doing. All right, so with this, we shall end. Once again, thank you to everyone, all those who have participated in today's session, our Divine Sister Hansa, our brother Swaminathan, and Sister Kavita from India as well. Thank you. And one more thing I wanted to say is, of course, here, thank you to Dr. Kanishta Agarwal for the facilitating the questions. And we also have a team of people who have helped make this really smooth. And so thank you to them as well. Om Shanti.
And also thank you to everyone who participated in this event.
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning. Yeah, thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Om Shanti.